Hello Mushkins, and in this video I will be reviewing slimes from two different famous slime shops on Instagram. The first one is from Slime Fantasies and the second package is from Tibbleslimes. These packages took quite a while to get to me, and if you want to know all of those boring shipping details and costs, etc., that will all be typed out in the description. And this first package is from Slime Fantasies, and it came in this beautiful holographic bubble mailer, and then all of the slimes were also really securely wrapped in bubble wrap. And I must say, everything about this order was just incredibly cute, from the packaging of the slimes, so professional, to the little extras that she included. She included a little sort of cake card slash business card, as well as activated dust, which came in another really beautiful holographic little baggie, which I really liked. And then she also gave a little candy with it. Everything about the package that I received from them was so professional, from the name labels to the warning labels on the back, and the containers were also really sturdy, nothing leaked or cracked in my package. And I also received a free surprise slime in my order because of the number of slimes that I ordered, and I think she regularly does these coupons and giveaway slimes and things like that on her page, so definitely go and follow her if you want to order slimes from her, and then watch out for those discount codes. Anyway, back to this first slime. This one is called Bubblegum Freeze, and it's a jelly slime scented like bubblegum, and I really loved the scent of this one. It wasn't too strong at all, but it smelled like really authentic bubblegum and gumdrops. It was really good, and the texture was really interesting as well. I actually prefer my jelly slimes a little bit thicker, but this one was still really amazing. And when I saw it on her Instagram page for the first time, I knew I had to feel it because it is so bright and it looks so glossy, and this one was honestly really stretchy and fun to play with. Next, we have the little free surprise slime that she included in my order, and this one I think was some type of clay slash icing type slime, so I think it was a cloud cream, I'm not too sure, but it did have a slightly oily residue to it when I touched it. I think I saw a hair in it, I'm not too sure, so I think it was like an extra slime or slime batch that they put into little containers and send them out for free. It wasn't my favorite slime I've ever felt, but it was still a free slime that I really appreciate, and it had a slightly strawberry scent to it, like a strawberry milkshake. This next one is cookie dough, and as you can see on the labeling, it says that it is a textured cloud dough slime. And this one, when I opened it, I fell in love with the scent. It smelled exactly like ginger snap cookies. It made my mouth water. It really smelled so delicious. And this one had a slightly oily residue to the slime, which I didn't enjoy that much, but despite that, this was probably my favorite one out of the entire order, just because the texture and the scent together made this feel like I was playing with actual cookie dough. It was so real. It almost felt wrong playing with it because it smelled so real, and this just made my mouth water. The slime was really amazing, and I still play with it every single day. This slime was slightly rippy when I first opened it up, but this was in transit for a really long time, so I activated a little bit, and this next part of the video is where I played with it after 24 hours, where I let it sit for a while, and the texture turned out to be even more amazing after I activated it. And I think it's actually made with clay, icing slime, and a little bit of snow fizz, but the snow fizz was just enough. It didn't irritate my hands or anything. It really felt, it was probably one of the most amazing slimes I've ever played with. Next up we have pizza dough, and I was so excited to open up this one because it's a savory scented slime, and also because the first two slimes that I opened smelled so real and authentic, and this one did not disappoint. It smelled exactly like pizza dough with lots of rosemary, and it almost felt wrong to play with it because it smelled so real, and the cloud cream texture also made it feel like you were playing with actual pizza dough and playing with your food. It was so weird, but I loved it. It was such a soft and smooth and puffy slime. I really enjoyed playing with this one. However, if you do not like savory scented slimes, I wouldn't recommend this one, just because my hands smelled like rosemary for like an hour after playing with this slime. And lastly, we have the famous garlic bread from Slime Fantasies. I had to get this slime because I absolutely love garlic bread, and I think it's also one of her most iconic slimes that she has created. This is a butter slime at the bottom, and then it gets a layer of yellow snow fizz at the top, which I think represents the butter on a garlic bread. And I was really impressed with the slime. The snow fizz that was added made it feel like you had actual garlic bread crust mixed into a slime, and the whole texture and scent again was so real and authentic. It honestly felt like I was playing with a blob of slime that had actual garlic bread mixed into it. It was so realistic, and it just made me want to go and eat garlic bread. But again, please, if you do not like savory scents, I would not recommend getting this slime because my hands smelled like garlic for the rest of the day, and I don't mind it because I really love anything to do with garlic. So, but I really didn't mind it. But I think if you do not like savory scents, this would bother you a tiny little bit. The slime did leave a tiny little bit of an oily residue on my hands when I played with it, so I decided to activate it and leave it for 24 hours to see if it would take away a bit of the residue, but it didn't really, and I think it might be because of the clay that she uses. I think that might cause the oily residue in some of her clay slimes. Overall, this was probably one of my favorite slime packages I have ever received. Every single slime in this package is so creative, and you can actually see all the time and effort that was put into the whole designing process of the slime, and it actually makes me want to go and create different types of slime textures and everything. The slime account is so inspirational, and all the links to their website and Instagram will be in the description of this video. Next, we have a package from Tibbleslimes, and I was so excited when I was able to order from her, just because she's often out of stock. So I ordered a total of 3 slimes, and all of them came really securely bubble wrapped and nothing leaked or cracked. And then she also included a slime care sheet with this beautiful picture on the back, and also a few candies and some borax powder. The first slime that I will be reviewing is Mermaid Fudge, and when I first saw this slime on her Instagram, I fell in love. It looked like such a smooth and thick butter slime, and the color was just absolutely gorgeous. So when I saw this one available on her website, it was one of the first ones that I put in my cart, and this slime was so dense and thick, yet really fluffy and stretchy at the same time, and it just held its shape so beautifully, and it was also scented like sour candies. It was really good. To my surprise, the slime didn't really inflate that much, and I know that she's known for her inflatable slimes, but I think it might be for a different texture and not these dense Dazo clay textures, because after about 5 or 6 minutes of stretching it repeatedly, I couldn't really fluff it up that much, but it did fluff up a tiny bit, and it produced really amazing soft little crackles. Next, we have beach towels, and this one is a basic slime with a few foam beads that you can crunch into the slime. And this was the only basic slime I think that she had available on her website when I was ordering. I really wanted to get her iconic cookie dough ice cream, but that one was out of stock. I think it sells out really fast, but I'm still really glad that I was able to get this one, because I saw this one on her Instagram page for the first time, and I loved the name so much. So I'm really glad that I got this one. And she is also known for having really incredibly thick basic slime, so I was so excited to feel this one. And even though this was in transit for a good few weeks, it was still really firm, and it wasn't actually even that sticky. But I did activate it a little bit to see what the texture would be like in 24 hours, and it was incredible. After activating the slime and leaving it for 24 hours, it turned into the thickest, creamiest, and most holdable basic slime I have ever felt. It was such an amazing experience, and I can now understand what all the hype is about with her thick basic slimes. It really didn't disappoint. I loved playing with this slime, and I still play with it every single day. And at first when I smelt this slime, I wasn't sure if I was smelling the glue of the slime or not, because it had a slight chemical scent to it. But then I went back and I read what the scent of this slime is, and she describes it as smelling like the beach. And then I realized that it actually smells like sunscreen, which was really interesting. It was an interesting scent to put in a slime. Lastly, we have Sunset Slushie, and this is an icy slime. I was so excited to try this one out because it was my first icy slime order and icy slime that I've ever felt. And also on her Instagram page, her icy slimes looked so sizzly, so I was really excited to try it out and to see if I can get the same sizzles. And she also did have a disclaimer on her website below this product to say that it does have a wet residue when you play with it, which I think is the case with all icy slimes. However, the slime almost had too much of a wet residue for me. I think I'm just not an icy slime fan, but it still made really, really awesome sizzles. And I'm not sure if you can see in the video or not, but it left tiny little snow pieces as well as the wet residue on my hands while playing with the slime. And I've never played with an icy slime before, so I can't compare this one to any of the others. But I really do think that this is probably a good icing slime because it was really thick and holdable. So if you're an icy slime fan, I'm sure I can highly recommend getting this one. It also smelled really good, almost like a Oros drink, like a fruity flavored drink. It was really, really refreshing. The slime also inflated like crazy after I activated it and left it overnight to see if the wet residue would still be there. So I had to store it in a 500ml container. And then after activating the slime and leaving it for 24 hours, it still had quite a lot of wet residue to it when you play with it, but it still produced amazing sizzles. And if you don't mind it, then I can recommend this slime. But if you're getting any slime from Tibbleslimes, please, please, please get any of her basic slimes. They are some of the best I've ever felt.